The Revision Zero has not even reached its final form and for me has already taken the crown of the best pulse rifle and controller we've ever seen. I'm talking about a 0.73 second TTK with a simple 2 burst that has never been so easily achievable for console players. And if you were wondering about the sniper aspect of the gun, well, take a look at these shots. It actually has 100% accuracy from the hip, think DMT but with a one-hit KO sniper. And yes, it maintains that 100% accuracy in the air as well, so you can hit some crazy shots. If you first used this gun in PvP when it first came out and didn't gel with it, I urge you to try it again once upgraded. And with the right barrels and perks that I'm going to suggest, the gun is just a different beast when you set it up right. In this video, I'm going to be discussing the various perks for this weapon, the different fire modes and which ones you should be running to get the most out of this weapon, and how best to use the sniper mode in PvP. If you find anything of what I talk about today useful, remember to leave a thumbs up as that helps the video out a ton. So the Revision Zero is a 450 RPM pulse rifle with 2 distinct firing modes. The first mode fires a 4-bullet burst similar to an aggressive frame pulse rifle with an optimal TTK of 0.73 seconds, with a 2 burst consisting of 7 headshots and 1 body. Think something like the Sacred Provenance or the new pulse rifle this season, Disparity. The second mode fires 2 bullets per burst with an optimal TTK of 0.8 seconds with 3 bursts consisting of 5 headshots and 1 body. Think something similar to the Graviton Lance but with equal damage with each bullet in the burst. Now when you first get this gun from the mission, it doesn't particularly have great stats. It lacks stability, doesn't have a great barrel, and so the 4-bullet mode just seems very difficult to get a 2 burst with. I actually preferred the 2-bullet firing mode at the start as it just felt much easier to hit all crits, especially on controller. Boy was I wrong when I upgraded this thing. We're at version 3 out of 4 at the time of this video, and the 4 burst is definitely the mode you want to be using, both on MNK and controller. Once you get to about 80 stability and get the recoil direction to a perfect 100, the 2 burst with the 4-bullet mode is just so easy to achieve. Not only does the 4-bullet mode have a better TTK, but because you damage people in such huge chunks of potentially over 100 damage per burst, it catches a ton of Guardians out, i.e. they peek when they should be hiding to regain their health. The 2-bullet mode more often than not gave Guardians a chance to hide in cover after the second burst. The 4-bullet mode was actually brutal in making sure that didn't happen. People would often re-peek with half their health and get obliterated in that second burst. This is the easiest 2 burst to achieve on console I've ever experienced once you upgrade this thing and get the right barrel and right perks. No Time to Explain is such a popular weapon on PC, but I and many others just cannot hit a consistent 2 burst with that weapon on controller because of its unwieldy recoil direction. This gun on the other hand, with its perfect recoil direction and high stability, I didn't have any issues with. The 4 burst also lets you gather targeting data much quicker. The Revision Zero, if you didn't already know, gathers energy for firing headshots at other people, and eventually you get enough energy to gain sniper rifle bullets. The reason why this is such a game-changing feature of this exotic is that it lets you win stalemates. The current meta encourages people laning in the back of the map, people using barricades, overshields, healing, peeking and re-peeking with their pulse rifle. Well, with the sniper shot, after enough bursts, you can just dome the other person and end that stalemate. If you're playing against top tier players similar to Hawkmoon, Revision Zero is an S tier option because of that one exotic feature. You require 12 headshots to gather enough targeting data for 1 sniper bullet, and you can fill this up to a maximum of 4 sniper bullets. This is much faster to achieve using the 4-bullet mode, as you theoretically only need 3 bursts to fill up for a sniper rifle bullet. Now, the sniper mode itself at first feels unwieldy, high zoom, and at first it feels like it has very little aim assist. But that all changes with the second catalyst you get for the gun, Under Pressure, which actually works for all 4 bullets of the sniper regardless of what mode you're firing in. Under Pressure grants more stability and accuracy for the bottom half of the magazine, and because the original pulse rifle has 40 or 20 bullets depending on the firing mode, all 4 sniper shots receive the benefit from Under Pressure, and my god, it's noticeable when ADSing in. Under pressure or not, however, what you'll realize is that this sniper has 100% accuracy when firing from the hip, even when jumping in the air. If you guys remember Take a Knee from Destiny 1, it was a perk that gave your sniper rifles 100% accuracy when crouching, so you could hip fire the gun and pull off some crazy trick shots. Well, Revision 0 functions exactly like that, but it gives it to you when you're standing, sliding, or even jumping in the air. So because of the high zoom, if you're within sort of 20 meters of the enemy, I actually prefer using the sniper like a DMT and just hip firing the other person. For long range stalemates, the high zoom works fine, but otherwise you definitely want to try out hip firing the sniper. I've played a few days with it and already I'm racking up some ridiculous clips. For the god roll, this is what I recommend when using the 4 burst. Arrowhead Break gives it a perfectly vertical 100 recoil direction, and I cannot emphasize how important this barrel is if you ever want to achieve a consistent 2 burst with the gun. For the magazine, ricochet rounds, which gives both 10 stability and 5 range, is going to be king here. High cal rounds have just fallen out of favor. People haven't been able to show consistent results in high cal rounds actually producing more flinch. For the first column perk, there are actually a lot of great options here. Eye of the Storm really does make the gun forgiving on that second burst. Perpetual Motion gives you more stability and handling. Elemental Capacitor gives a whopping 20 stability if you run a Void subclass, which will let you reach 100 stability. And when I did use this on my Void subclasses, my god, it was very easy to hit a 2 burst. But for me, the best option here was Moving Target, which made the gun feel a little bit stickier and helped me strafe a little bit better in duels against other pulse rifles. As nice as 100 stability from Elemental Capacitor is, it's a tad overkill. Once you're past 80 stability, the 4 burst feels more than stable enough to work with. For the stocks, we're currently locked to composite stock, which isn't a bad stock as it gives both stability and handling. The only other interesting stock option for me is fitted stock, which would take the recoil direction of the gun to a decent 85, and then this would allow you to use a different barrel from Arrowhead Break, something like small bore or fluted barrel, to give you more of a bump in the stats that you require. For the catalyst for PvP, there's only one perk you want, and that's Under Pressure, or in the Revision 0's case, Pressurized Refit. For the bottom half of the magazine, it gives the gun more and more stability, and the accuracy cone becomes more and more forgiving, with both the pulse rifle firing mode and the sniper rifle. Under Pressure actually felt so good with the pulse rifle, I was actually tempted to waste the first half of the magazine before most engagements. All I'm going to say is that I cannot wait to get the final version of this gun with even better stats. It's a monster already, and the final version will just make it even better. Once people catch on how good this pulse rifle is, you're going to be seeing a ton of this in the Crucible, especially on console, where I don't think No Time to Explain is as consistent. If you enjoyed today's video, then drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more upcoming Destiny content, both PvP and PvE. I'm Mr. Ronnet, and that's it for today. Peace out, guys.